Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the movie review. And if you notice, you can tell I shaved. As part of reaching 10,000 subscribers, I wanted to do a nice clean shave for a bit. But continue on after I gave it some thought, because I reviewed the first Resident Evil film. I liked. To me, that's the only good one in the franchise. Those sequels have sucked. Now I was thinking to myself, do I really need to go through all the sequels? Because to me, it is painful to watch because these films are so inconsistent with the timeline stories with all the sequels, and confuse the heck out of me. So I just didn't feel like going through all these sequels, because whenever I feel like whenever I want to explain, each one. Oh, wait, with this and this and that. What happened to this? What happened to that? Each one is just be confusing. So, but I don't want to tend to go watching these films ever again, because it's just hurtful to watch these films for me. But if anyone who's ever a fan of this franchise, that's fine to you though, but not for me. To me, the only good one is the first one. But I just gave it a thought. I just save myself, a pain and torture for viewing each of these one of these. But for now, I just skip right to the final chapter. So yeah, so the last one, Resident Evil final chapter. And I'm glad this is the final chapter. Well, I heard for a while back they were doing a reboot with James Wan involved in it. This is one for one. Say I'm glad this franchise is getting a reboot, because I don't need to see any more of this with any more Milla Jovovich in these films anymore. Now, like I said, I can deal with her in the first movie. But Milla Jovovich as an actress, I liked her in The Fifth Element with Bruce Willis. But I'm not that big huge fan of her though. But I liked her in The Fifth Element. Other films, I know she was in the film Ultraviolet, and that sucked. Perfect Getaway, she was not bad in that movie. She wasn't. There was another one. The Fourth Kind I did not like. But seeing these films, I'm tired of her being in this franchise. And so, yeah, Resident Evil Final Chapter, once again directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. Like I said, he directed the first one, but he did not direct 2 and 3, but he produced them. But he didn't direct 2 or 3, but they go on to direct the 4th, 5th, and this one. And he also wrote this film as well, so, and I'm sure he wrote on the other ones too, but like I said, this franchise is so inconsistent with story, characters, and everything. I mean, okay. How this goes. I mean, if you call number 3 in Extinction, where the whole world, they said that the whole world was a desert. I think they said that as well. But later in these films, they are no longer a desert. That just never happened like that. Or characters that you don't see or hear from again. Like, because Ali Carter comes back as Claire. But if I recall, she had her brother named Chris, and he's not mentioned or never seen or heard from again. Who was it from the? Was it? I forgot. Was it Afterlife or Retribution? I think it was Afterlife. Or with Michelle Rodriguez, because she comes back. Even when she was a zombie in the first one though, but by the end though, but she comes back. May it seem like that she appeared to die, but didn't, and they don't bring her up again. Or the fight scene. And with the White House, in the last film, with the White House, all these zombies coming against the White House, in the beginning of this, that's never brought up. Well, you don't see the fight. You just see the aftermath. You don't see what. You don't see that. You'll never see that fight because this opens up. There's no million zombies in front of the White House. Everything's just deserted. I mean, that's what I mean. Just like everything is. Stories with each of these movies is inconsistent. Like I said, it's confusing. Characters of you bring characters in and out, or you don't see or hear from again. I don't want to bore everyone just by explaining, because you watch these films, you'll understand. Because I don't want to. So I just want to say time. I just want to talk about the film, this film here. But I said this. Stop right now. Just get right into the story. Now, the story is how it opens up. It recalls of Alice recalling. You see some recapping, like you see some clips of the first movie, but it opens up with this girl named Alicia, and she's sick, and her father wanted to develop a cure for her illness. That's what hence he developed the T virus in Raccoon City, the T virus, and it was before the whole outbreak started, and. Which I thought was, it was something like that happened like in the second film, but that's been chained up, I guess. And so, and then the father, because the guy, there's two partners in this. What you say, our villain, the guy named Dr. Isaacs, kills the dad. So, the girl and him are both co-owners of the Umbrella Corporation. And the girl her image has been used to create as the computer program, the Red Queen. Which in the first movie and onward, like it's been, like I said before in my review of the first film, because it's like they're wrong because either she's a bad guy or she's a good guy. Well, the first film was more she was a bad guy, but here he's more as the good guy here. But that's how Red Queen was created, by the image of her. And then cuts to Alice, and later on, which I said it ignores the ending of the last film, Retribution, because with the whole assault on the White House, the men's hordes, with everyone ready to fight. Nope, you don't see that. Just cuts to the aftermath of some time later. Alice on her own. She gets in this fight with this winged demon creature, this Humvee, and it's a lame fight, and it's bad editing, but she just rams the car, blows it up, and then she's on her own, and then she finds this morsel, but she gets caught in a trap. Easily kill these guys, which is hung upside down, and once again, bad editing. Because there's a lot of bad editing in this movie. It is. But she gets captured again by Dr. Isaacs in this vehicle. She gets dragged behind where there's a whole horde of zombies. But she gets out of it. She gets the motorcycle. And she rides into Raccoon City, because the Red Queen, who's now basically like a good guy, she tells her there's over 4,000 people are still alive on Earth, and they're all gonna die within 48 hours because of some other, I don't know for what other reason, because it is calculated exactly 48 hours with everyone else in the Earth is going to die. But you get the story that, for the bad guys, that they want to cleanse the world. Because they mentioned global warming, overpopulation, so they want to hit them and all these rich other people, because that's what they put them later on. They're in cryo storage units. So once the world's been cleansed, they'll be, brought back up in the image for them. basically. That's why they released the T. That's why the T virus is. They released the T virus to cleanse the world. So Alice has 48 hours to stop Umbrella Corporation from the rest of the world dying. That's basically what it is, and then what else? She goes into Raccoon City, and she goes. She meets with with the Red Queen who's helping her, because there's the character Wesker who was supposed to die. Was it the third movie? I think it was the third movie. He's still alive, but it was a clone, or was it? No, actually, it wasn't. Because it was Dr. Isaacs, because that was a clone, and you find out he's another clone, Dr. Isaacs, because the real one is in the Hive. So that's what they did. Alex has to get to the Hive, from the first movie, to get down there to stop the whole thing. And then on the way, she meets with Claire again. And like I said, he'll mention her brother with Chris. Bad writing. It's Paul W.S. He wrote this. He directed the previous two films, like 4 and 5. But it's piss poor writing. So. And then meets with another group of survivors. Tells them that Umbrella is on their way with the horde of zombies, so they set some traps. Ruby Rose is in this. And Ruby Rose was in John Wick Chapter 2, The Meg. And well, here in this movie she does nothing. She's barely given nothing to do. And they prepare themselves before they arrive. They launch some gasoline, catapults, wrecks one vehicle. Alice sets this the other vehicle flames up, but yeah, she sets the one vehicle flames and gets this fight with this guy, but it won't. But it just like stuns him because he's wearing armor. But makes him drive up with the other vehicle, makes him go the way so the zombies can chase him. And the other survivors, they want to go into the Hive and stop them as well. So, and this is very, very, very poorly lit. It's so dark. I was like, is this? Do they take notes from AVPR, Alien vs. Predator's Requiem, where it's dark, I could barely understand what was going on when it was at nighttime, because they get down, especially in this pit where it's. Well, actually, that was before when they got rid of all that horde of zombies, when they pour gasoline and bad CGI fire to light them up as well. Yeah, there's bad CGI fire, bad CG green screen. So, and then afterwards, there was when they were attacked by these zombie dogs, and it's dark. I couldn't understand. I couldn't see much. Like I said, it was that badly lit. One guy dies. I forget who it was. Because it was that poorly lit. I couldn't know who died there. And then another one died, and it's like, who's that? Who was that? But eventually, they get down to the Hive. And they as they manage to get before they're sealed in, because the guy Wesker, he controls the defense systems, and but while the other Dr. Isaacs, he's on his way, he gets another vehicle, which he kills the crew in there. Why? He's crazy. And then you get this very stupid thing, because, okay, this is like pretty much the dumbest thing in this movie, where, okay, they get inside, there's this giant fan, and the guy Wesker, he's controlling the defense systems, and so he makes like the fan goes backwards, so it's to suck people in, right? And they're all holding on for dear life, and Ruby Rose, she gets stuck in, she dies. And then all of a sudden, the guy just stops the fan. Why? He could have just You know, if he kept it when he kept it on, you know, they could not hold forever. They would have sucked in. They would have all died. Why did he stop the fan? This one, I don't want. My brain does not want me to talk with him. That's why it makes me yawn, because I'm tired of this bull crap. Why did he stop the freaking fan? Where he could just let it keep on going until they all gave up and they all would have died. Why couldn't he just let keep the fan going until like the hold out as long as they could, or wait until the timer goes down? You know, for the timer for everybody, the rest of the people to die. That's just flat out stupid. You know, yeah, just keep it on, and then eventually they would all gave up and got sucked in and died. But no, after Ruby Rose, nope, she just turns the fan off, and then they just keep on going. That's just flat out dumb, stupid, poor writing. I'm not gonna keep the fan on so they can all die and get sucked in and died. No, I'm just gonna turn it off until this one person died. I would have won. I could have won and let the timer go down, but no, because the writing would not let them. The piss poor writing did. So after that, they crawl to these crawl spaces. Another guy falls down a shaft, and he falls down this dark pit, and he dies. There's one other guy that was with Alice in this dark room, which is once again very poorly lit. Gets attacked by this creature, he dies, and Alice shoots it and just gets it hooked, and then sticks a knife through there, it dies. Like I said, it was very poorly lit. I couldn't understand a lot of it was going on. And you got all these quick shots, very poor editing as well. For most of them, honestly, throughout this whole entire movie was bad editing. And then what else? After that guy died. Then with the guy, the one of the survivors named Doc, he meets up with her. They go to the control room from the first movie. They control those laser grids. You see flashbacks of the first film. But one thing they didn't do is they push this button where the computers are. It goes all the way down, and where they see all these cold storage units. You know, for all these frozen people waiting to be woke up. And when Alice gets there, there he meets the real Dr. Isaacs, because the other one was a clone. Like I said, the other one was a clone from before. But he's the real one. He has some enhanced upgrades though. That's why he gets to be a fight just like Alice. But and then yeah, so the guy that was with her, the doc, he's an informant. So when they later escape, the guy, Allie Carter, Claire, shoots him. And then throughout this whole entire time, Alicia, who is the real Alicia, who was sick, who has grown up. She's the real Alice. You see her in this wheelchair. She's the real Alice. So this whole time, the Alice here, throughout this whole entire franchise from the first movie, this whole time she was a clone. Cause the whole time she was a clone, because the real Alice and Milla Jovovich looking a little bit older. I just couldn't. I mean, okay, Milla Jovovich, her acting in this movie is not bad. It's just a very piss poor writing that she was given by her husband. Yeah. Her husband gave her a poor script, piss poor writing to work with. Like I said, she's not bad, but she was given a very shitty script by her husband. But I did not buy her as this older version of Alice. But she was the real one that survived. You know, the real Alicia, which it was called. And it's funny, you get the child of who she really was as the Red Queen. Then you got her, the much older, younger, which is the whole time, the clone, and then the real older one. And then with Claire, she's held by Wesker, and then it was just kind of funny that's the real Alice. I find it funny that they pulled a RoboCop because you're like Red Queen. She cannot harm an employee of the Umbrella Corporation. Does that remind me of the first RoboCop? You know, when the head of the OCP Corporation, when he tells Ronnie Cox, "Dick, you're fired," because the RoboCop couldn't harm an employee of that company either, and he goes and says thank you, and then shoots Ronnie Cox. Here, older Milla Jovovich pulls the same thing on Wesker. You know, she says you're fired, and he's now no longer an employee, so the Red Queen can now shut the door on him and get him stuck, his leg stuck. So, you just pulled a direct RoboCop right there. Firing employees because he couldn't harm the employee, but now he can. I gotta say right now, the first RoboCop film is better than this whole entire franchise. I say that right now. RoboCop is better than this whole entire Resident Evil franchise. But, so, Alice gives her an explosive to hold on as long as he can, and then let's say Alucard shoots the guy she liked, Doc, shoots him. Then they get a fight with the real I was about to say Jason Isaacs, Dr. Isaacs. Fight with him, and then Alucard, she gets like thrown down because it has to be Alice has to do all the fighting. And then it gets to the point where they fight in that hallway where the laser grid was in the first movie. In which brings up another stupid thing. He activates the laser grid on the walls, right? She's getting out of the way. She's dodging the lasers to get to him. And you get another dumb thing. Why doesn't the guy, Dr. Isaacs, why does he set the hallway to, you know, the whole grid laser like in the first movie where it killed that guy? The guy that was the leader of the team. Forgot the guy's name now. But when the grid turned on, he got cut to tiny pieces. Why doesn't he just activate the grid where there's no way for her to escape, but then boom, she would be dead? Why doesn't he activate that? She's getting out of the way, dodging out of the way of all the other ones. Why doesn't he just activate the grid one? And it's coming from Paul W.S. Anderson, who directed the first movie, he used that. Why didn't he just think about, I had the first movie, why don't I just put that in there? So that was no. Like I said, it's his wife, so she has to live. So the stupid thing with a fan, now the stupid thing with a freaking grid laser. But then she puts an explosive in his side, wounds him, because he was carrying the antivirus, the cure. So she gets out there. The clone Dr. Isaacs get there. Stabs the real one because he says, "Oh, I'm not a clone, you are." And then he gets his ass eaten by zombies. And then Alice lets loose the antivirus. All the zombies with her are dropping dead. And her and Claire, they're safe, and Red Queen tells her, she gives her the memories of old Alice, because old Alice, she dies in that explosive when the hive exploded. But for when she downloaded her memories to give it to Alice, so she could have the memory of her. And then she rides off on the motorcycle saying my work is not done yet, because also is saying that the cure, even though it's secure, but it's going to take a long, long time for it to spread all over the world. So, yeah, it's like you won, but at the same time you didn't win, because it's going to take a long time for it to reach the whole entire world, for it to get rid of the whole entire T virus. Man. like I said, yeah. That's why I want to do a review of the sequels, because it would save me a lot of time explaining, because like I said, these films are so inconsistent and so confusing by explaining the stuff. Oh, what happened to those characters? Or why is this story consistent with this one? You know, like number 3, the whole thing was a desert. Now it's not. They're ignoring that. And the last film before this, the calm before the storm of the White House. Nope, you don't see that fight. This film opens and just ignores that. Characters you don't see or hear from again, like the character Chris, like Alucard's brother, you don't hear for him, or remember the character Matt, who got infected at the end of the first movie. I don't recall, he doesn't get mentioned or brought up again. Or was the other character Leon as well? Not mention him after him again. So yeah, like I said, you don't. Like Paul W.S. Anderson, he wrote this movie. He wrote on the other ones. He doesn't explain crap about what happens with with characters, story, or other stuff. It's so freaking inconsistent. And Paul W.S. Anderson is a guy I liked. I like the first Mortal Kombat. I love Event Horizon. I like Soldier. I even like the remake of Death Race. And of course, I'll probably say the first Resident Evil, but. Yeah, I know he didn't direct 2 and 3, but he directed 4 and 5, and this one. And so he wrote on this as well. So, at least I don't know where his words. I think this one is more inconsistent and more confusing than the X-Men ones, because the X-Men movies are inconsistent. After The Last Stand, onward, it's been inconsistent with the storyline, especially Dark Phoenix. So, yeah, the final chapter. Yeah, I'm glad this final chapter. I'm glad this is getting a reboot, which is saying a lot for me, because I always go against reboots. So, but after 5 straight sequels that sucked, I say yes. I want a reboot. See what goes there. Who knows? Maybe better or not. But like I said, Milla Jovovich, she's not bad, like, acting-wise, but it's a poor, shitty script that she was given by her husband. The rest of the cast, Ruby Rose I like, though, but she was given nothing to do and died in a shitty death. Like, Ali Carter I liked, but, like I said, she's not given much to do either. Rest of the cast, I pretty much are forgettable. Score did nothing for me. I wish that part of me, I would like to hear that piece of score by Marcos Beltrami and Marilyn Manson. I'd like to hear that score again. Bad CGI, bad editing, inconsistent with storytelling. So, I don't know what I can say about this film. Like I said, I think I saved myself the pain and torture from going back to the sequels, because I would have to explain, this is what this and this, why it's not in this, why it's not in that. It was just this franchise is so confusing to me, and and bad lighting as well, because I couldn't say much when such thing was in the dark. But yeah, I think it's my best is to save myself to skip right to this one, because, like I said, it would be so confusing for me to just explain all this stuff. So, man, I'm tired of this franchise. I don't need to watch this franchise again. So yeah, Resident Evil Final Chapter. Which, I don't know what this person said, like, on the back area, they saved the best for last. To me, this is not the best. To me, I think this is, like, the worst one in the franchise. I don't know what that guy is saying, save the best for last. No, it's definitely not. To me, the best one is the first one. That's the only one I can tolerate. The sequels sucked. And especially this one sucked big time. Stupid things with the whole fan. oh, I'm not gonna keep on going for everyone to get sucked in and die. No, I'm just gonna turn it off after the one person died. Or with the laser grid thing, why not just have the whole grid thing to kill her easily, where she can't dodge anything? So stupid, man. But this is my thoughts on the Resident Evil, the final chapter. Sucked. So that's my thoughts on that. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next movie review. Like I said, if you're a fan of this franchise, more power to you. I am not. Like I said, I did not grow up with the video games. I just grew up more with House of the Dead, like I said. So I was never a fan of this franchise anyway. But you know, so its continuity is so like I said, it's that's the word I was looking for. The continuity is so inconsistent. That's what I'm trying to say. Is I don't know. Like I said, especially with the Dark Phoenix, the continuity in that, since that was the director was the writer of the other ones, he can't do what he did in the previous movies. Like I said, so the continuity was just so inconsistent with those and the X-Men and this franchise. So I don't even go for it. But that's my this rant on the final chapter. Paul W.S. just don't do it. Thank God you're not doing any more of these movies. I hope not. Just do a new original thing. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next movie review. Later.